the ability to travel, to raise your hand if you love freedom, the ability to travel, to go anywhere you want. Now, raise your hand if you love money or financial freedom, that you can just look at the price tag and don't even have to worry about how much it is. Now, raise your hand if you love failing, if you love making mistakes, if you love losing. See, significantly less hands. But you know that is interesting, because you know what is the best thing that ever happened in my life? That was losing $100,000. And that was not just all my money. That was the money of my friends. That was money of my family. That was all the money of my ex-girlfriend. That was a loan from the bank. And I lost everything. So, in the next 25 minutes, I will share with you how I transformed my story and how you can transform yours, no matter where you are, whether you're an entrepreneur, digital nomad, or just want a fresh start. This talk is for you. My name is Jesse, and when I was 16, I had this dream. I was looking at videos of Tony Robbins, and I thought to myself, one day, I want to be on stage. One day I will inspire people. One day this will be mine and I can make an impact. But I was 16. What does a 16-year-old know about life? So I thought to myself, I asked God, I asked the universe, please give me something. Give me some knowledge, let me find myself. And you know what is the best place to find myself? At least that's what I thought, was by traveling. Traveling the world, and somewhere I would find a place, somewhere there, I would find myself in the world and I can share all my knowledge with you. So that's what I did. Traveled over 85 different countries, visited different places, and I can tell you right now everything I learned from traveling. Travel, so be ready. This is the real deal here. Travel is fun, you should try it. Okay, maybe, just maybe, I didn't find myself while traveling. Maybe that was not my answer. But then something wonderful happened. It was 2020. COVID hit, lockdown, travel was not possible anymore. So I discovered something else. I discovered stock market. Stock trading. Buy low, sell high, and make money. This was the ideal life. I could just make money in the stock market. I can just buy low, sell high, make profit, and be rich, travel everywhere. This is the dream. So that's what I did. I started studying. I started learning everything that there is to know. I wanted to know everything, and then I thought, okay, me, I got it. Maybe I was not too familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect, because when you begin to learn something new, you think you know everything. Well, apparently I didn't. But the fun thing was, when I started to trade, first month, I was making money. First month, money. I was like, oh my God, this is going amazing. Second month, I was also making money. 2 months in a row, this is consistency. Now I can put all my money in the stock market. It has proven that it works. Okay, third month in a row, I was still making money. Well, I was telling friends like, hey, I'm making money here, give me your money, I will make you all rich. Fourth month, making money. Fifth month, making money. Sixth month, making money. For half a year, I was making money. I was telling everybody who was willing to listen, give me your money. I will make you all rich. I will make you millionaires. You know, right at that time, when I was making money, you know what is the only thing that is better than making money? The only thing what is better. Does anybody want to have a guess? What is better than making money? That's a very solid answer, health. You know what my answer was? Making more money. That's better than making money. So instead of just trading stocks, I can also trade options. If you're not familiar with options, it is just stocks on steroids. And that went incredibly well for about 3 days. And then, bam, First loss hit, $30,000 first time. Then another big loss. And then I made it back again, and I lost it again, and I make it back again, and then I lost half of it. And then I thought, oh my God, I'm in so deep. I lost already so much money, but we have my previous strategy that works perfectly for 6 months. Amazing! But, so I thought, I just take a loan out of the bank, and I will just trade that money, yada, 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 everything will be perfect, and I will have my lost money back in no time. But you know what happened? My previous strategy didn't work anymore. The market condition changed, it didn't work, and I started to lose money. That was something I couldn't accept, losing money. I didn't want to lose money, I'm not hearing them. So I started to find answers, trying to do everything. I started day trading, I started trading futures. I made literally every single mistake you can make in the market. Everything. Until I finally lost it all. Everything gone. My money. I didn't know losing money could hurt physically. All my environment, all my stress, I felt as a failure, I felt depressed, I didn't want to do anything, it was unfair. The world was against me. All my dreams, everything that I ever wanted to accomplish just faded away. And then I came across this quote of Ed Sekoda, one of the most legendary traders in the world. Everybody gets what they want out of the stock market. Everybody gets what they want out of the stock market. What is this kind of nonsense? Do you think I want to lose? Do you think I want to be this failure? Everyone gets what they want, but this is what I didn't realize. Trading puts a very big mirror in your face. Every mistake you have as a human, every little flaw that there is, you pay a price for that. Oh, you are a bit afraid. Well, that will cost you $10,000. You're frustrated. That is funny, frustration. That's a good one. $20,000. Oh, and that makes you angry? $20,000. So then I had to make a choice. Either I was going to change, I was going to face my flaws, I would go to do something, or I would stop trading. I would find something else. But I refused to give up. And so in the next part, I want to share with you my 3 most important lessons of losing everything. The 3 most important things I learned. But before I tell you, I want you to know 4 things. First of all, there's nothing I will share with you right now that you don't already know. There's nothing I will share with you that you have not heard before. I don't want you to believe me, and I don't want you to agree with me. All I'm suggesting is this: work with these 3 lessons. Work with these 3 principles. And if they just do 1 fraction of what they did for me, this will be well worth your time, and you'll be happy that you got up here at 9:30 in the morning. So, lesson number 1. Accept. I didn't want to accept my losses. I didn't want to accept my mistakes. I rather put my head in the ground. If I don't see what is wrong with me, there is nothing wrong with me. The only way out of the darkness is to know that you're in it. If you want to use a roadmap to navigate anywhere, you need to know where you are right now. The only way through is that you're willing to face your mistakes, that you're willing to look in the mirror and say, I'm right here, right now, but I can be better. I can be so much more than this in every situation in our life. We have 2 choices. Either we will be a victim or we will be a victor. When I lost, I was a victim. I didn't think it was fair. It's unfair. This is wrong. This is not supposed to happen. But then I decided, from now on, no victim anymore. I will be a victor. I will look in the mirror and I will face every single thing that is wrong with me. I will look to my issues, my pain, my flaws, and I will face them head on. In every situation in our life, we can choose to overcome it. We can choose to make it better. Yes, there's post-traumatic stress syndrome, but there is post-traumatic growth. You know, they did this study in the 60s. They looked at the most influential, the most successful people in the world. You know what 75% had in common? People like Oprah, Neil Armstrong, you know what they all had in common? Trauma, failure, setbacks. They did a new study where they looked at all the top athletes in this world. You know what all these top athletes had in common? The ones who win Olympic medals after Olympic medals, you know what they all had in common? Trauma, failure, setbacks, mistakes. Those researchers concluded if you didn't have trauma in your life, if you didn't have setbacks in your life, you are at a disadvantage. Because this is what trauma does, this is what failure does. It makes the weak weaker, but it also makes the strong stronger. Lesson number 2. Act. Aristotle said, you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, it's not an act, it's a habit. Often we think if we want to change our life, if we want to do things, if we want to reach success on the highest level, we need to have this big act. We need to have this big change in our life, and then success will follow. But what we don't realize is every single day we make life-changing choices. Every little decision you made, every little thing you do is a vote for who do you want to become. Imagine this. Imagine if you choose right now to just become 1% better. Let's become 1% better. What can happen? If you every day consistently become 1% better, you can become unrecognizable. The best example was of the British cycling team in 2003. The British cycling team, they were so bad. They were so bad that the bike manufacturers didn't even want the British cycling team to use their bikes because of reputational damage. You know, that team that was so bad, the coach said, you know what we will do? Let's become 1% better every day, every time. So then they looked at the bike, they looked at the seats, and they saw, you know, maybe we can make the seats a bit more ergonomical. 1% better. Then they looked at the wheels, and they saw maybe we can make the wheels a bit more aerodynamic. 1% better. Then they were looking at the shower gel of the athletes. What if we give the athletes better shower gel? 1% better. Then they gave the athletes softer pillows that they have to travel with. 1% better. You know, by just making these small changes, by just doing all of these small things, you know what started happening? You know what started happening? They were planning to win medals in 5 years' time with this strategy. You know, they won their first Tour de France 2 years later. 2 years later, after becoming 1% better. Every incremental change, every little thing we do can add up to something incredible. If you can become 1% better, every little action you do, every little thing of your habits, that determines your future. Show me your habits, and I will show you your future. Lesson number 3, achieve. We don't believe what we see what we believe. If we look through the world with shattered glasses, the world will look shattered. Now, I want you to take a look around this room for the next 10 seconds. Look how many red things can you find. How many red things can you see all in this room? What little red spots are there? So take a closer look. And can I ask you, how many blue things did you see? See, that's how many blue things?
That's 1, that's
You- the thing is, when you focus on a particular thing, if you focus on particular things in your life, that is all what you can see. So if you focus on your problems, if you focus on what is bad, if you focus on what is not working, if you focus on the things that don't work in your life, if you focus what is wrong, that is all you can see, that will become your reality. Just what you focus on, the things you focus on, the story you tell yourself about your life, that will become your reality. They did a very interesting study about this. They did a study about stress. Now, who here, raise your hand if you believe that stress is bad for you, that stress is unhealthy.
Depends on the type of stress.
Now, raise your hand if you believe that stress is good for you. And now, I see different hands, and the most fun part is, if you raise your hand when you said that stress is bad for you, you're actually absolutely right. Stress increases cardiovascular diseases, stress increases the chance of getting cancer, stress literally shortens your life. But if you said that stress was good for you, you're also absolutely right. They did a study in Harvard University. They said if you have this stress response, this feeling in your heart, this feeling on your skin, sweatiness, all the stress responses, and if you interpret that, and if you then tell yourself, this is how am I supposed to feel, this is my body getting ready to perform, this is my body ready to be better. You know what started happening? People who reinterpret stress, people who said that stress was actually good for them by just reframing the situation in something good, stress actually became good for them. Stressful situation became more like a workout. People perform better under stress when they believed that their stress was helping them. Then another study, very interesting, about luck. Who believes they're very lucky here? Who believes that they're very unlucky here? That's good. But both of you here are absolutely correct. Maybe you see where this is going. So they did another study, and this was where they divided a group of people who thought they were very lucky in life and people where they divided a group who thought they're very unlucky in this life. And they let them perform a series of tasks. Now, what the researchers did, the researchers were hiding money in those tasks. You know which group found the most money? Which group found significantly more money? The people who saw themselves as lucky. Just by reframing how you think, reframing what you see, reframing what you are. If you tell yourself a different story, if you tell yourself what is good for you, if you focus on what you can do and not what you can't do, if you keep on looking at what you do good in this life, if you're kind to yourself, those things add up. Your story you tell yourself about yourself, that determines your reality. So, if I want you to take anything away from this talk, I want you to remember this. Accept, act, achieve. Accept. Growth happens where excuses end. Act. You are what you do repeatedly. Show me your habits, and I will show you your future. Achieve. The story you tell yourself about yourself, that is the story you live. The best quote I heard about this was a quote of Lao Tzu. He said, "Mind your thoughts, they become your words." Watch your words, because they become your actions. Watch your actions, because they become your habits. Watch your habits, because that becomes your destiny. Every situation in this world, I lost $100,000, but I gained so much more. If I didn't lose $100,000, I would not be here on stage. If I didn't lose $100,000, I would not look at my mistakes. If I didn't lose, I would not learn about myself. If I didn't lose, I would not be more patient. If I didn't lose, I would not be more loving. If I didn't lose, if I had the choice right now, if I get the money back or keep the lessons, you can keep the money. Because money will come back. But these lessons are absolutely worth it. And this is what we need to understand about failure. Failure is necessary. Failure is essential. You learn nothing from success, but everything from failure. Failure is the price you need to pay for success. If you want to achieve anything, if you want to go to places that nobody has walked before, you have to be willing to fail. If you haven't failed yet, are you even trying? Failure is the price you need to pay for your success. So I would like to ask you one more time. Who here loves to fail? Thank you.